What's up, everybody? My name's Quin. I have read the Bible a lot.
Hello, everyone else. I am Jasper, and I have not read the Bible one time.
But he can read.
I'm good at it.
He's read words.
Yes.
I'm going to read the Bible to Jasper and you.
But mostly me. That's the show.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fuck
but
you
like
guys.
you're here too.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
What? They're not here. They're not. They can pause this.
This is We Need to Talk.
And we do need to talk.
Cool.
I can read. Why does it hurt so bad? Why? Is it because this is the bedrock of our society? Oh, God. Okay, what happened last time? What were we doing?
Last time we left off.
Isaac was being a dick.
Well, I mean, yeah. No, Jacob was being a dick this time. I mean, it's a family of dicks,
Oh,
but
right.
yeah,
Jacob
with our
and
dicks.
Esau. And Esau did nothing wrong ever. And Jacob just fucked over
Well,
his life.
we don't know that he did nothing wrong. He just disappeared from the story. So
Yeah, but they
we're
only
allowed
talk
to
about the
believe.
bad people in this book so far.
Well, what if they're only talking about the good people? What if the people they don't talk about are way worse?
No, because they talked about Lot, who wanted his daughters to get raped.
Well, he didn't want his daughters to get raped. He just didn't. He just didn't want the new people to get raped.
That's not better.
It's not. I'm not saying it's better.
I'm saying we're talking about bad people
Yeah, across the board.
in this book.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I'm saying we're not talking about Esau a whole lot, are we?
We're not.
So he's probably all right.
We're actually going to get to that. And he is all right.
God. Okay, cool. I was ready to get angry.
I heard
Every
that.
time
I heard
you're
the
like,
voice crack.
every time you're like, man, we're about to talk about someone, and it's always disappointing. Every time.
Uh-huh. So the last thing we talked about last week was the really confusing part of the book. Not that this hasn't all been confusing, where Jacob goes to Laban, the father of his wives,
Yes.
and he's like, "I want sheep." And then Laban says, "Okay, well, you can have the speckled sheep." And then Jacob goes and paints them, like in the night.
And then puts a stick next to them so then they can be the different colors so
Yeah.
they can have them. It's Bible science.
The earth is 3,000 years old, and if you paint a sheep, it'll be painted when it comes out of the vagina.
It says it in the Bible.
In the book.
So it's true.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me.
Listen.
Yeah.
People just didn't write this.
No, this
God
was
wrote
this
this.
was God inspired.
God wrote this book.
Yeah, each one of them.
With
That's
these-
why he doesn't like perform miracles anymore, because he's just busy constantly writing Bibles.
So many. Look at all these Bibles I have. All published by God.
All by God. Yeah,
Him or herself. Himself.
themselves, they selves.
Zerselves?
Can we not get into Zer?
I would rather not, to
Cool.
be honest.
So, Jacob's noticed that Laban is not a big fan of him.
Nobody should be.
But that's fair. But specifically, Laban is kind of getting tired of
LeBron's
Jacob's
like,
shit.
yo, you ankle grabbing motherfucker, get out my house. Stop fucking all my daughters and your cousins who are the same person.
And God pops in, and he's like, "Hey, Jake, time to go."
Okay.
And Jake's like, "Oh, okay. I guess cool. We'll go."
Okay, so he leaves.
So he grabs his wives, and he says, "Hey, it's time to go." And he says it's because Laban keeps breaking payment agreements.
What?
Yeah, it's verse 7 of chapter 31.
Okay, I'm going to use today, or for now anyway, not today, I'm going to use the New International Version.
That will be close to
Because
mine.
I'm so tired of trying to read this book and then not understand what's happening.
There's a couple sections I'm going to use Big Boy for, but I don't ask.
I
that
want
you
Big
do
Boy
that.
to be a part of every episode
Yeah,
somehow,
he's
some
gonna be.
way. But it is like reading
It's
Greek.
a lot.
Oof.
Yeah.
31.
31 verse 7.
Okay. So God told Jacob time to go.
Yeah, and then this explains the payment agreements that Laban keeps breaking.
Mm-hmm.
In my book, it says, "But he's tricked me, breaking his wage agreement with me again and again. But God has not allowed me to come to any harm."
Why? Why hasn't God done that? Why hasn't God punished him for doing bad stuff?
Because God is pals with Abraham and therefore Isaac and therefore Jacob.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's all I got, man.
Okay. I mean, if it doesn't say it in here, then you could also just tell me that. You don't have to fucking make up.
I mean, I'm kind of telling you the answer.
No, that makes a lot of sense because it has been said a lot before.
No, but it doesn't actually explicitly say in the book. Yeah.
Okay, this is one of those avenged sevenfold kind of deals.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's 70 times. I've killed a youth.
Good times. Good times.
No, back in the day when we were young and happy about what we were doing.
Long ago.
No. I mean, it was like 7,000 generations before this or whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
But it explains kind of that, like, what he means by not coming to harm is that essentially the reason that the sheep thing works is because God makes it work. Like, Laban will come to Jacob and be like, you can have the striped sheep. And then God will be like, lots of striped sheep.
Oh, so when he put the piece of wood next to him for Bible science, so Jacob was like doing all this fucking weird, crazy, dumb, nonsensical bullshit, and God's just like, dude, you could have just asked, all right?
Exactly.
No, if I lay this strip of wood next to this sheep, then in the morn times her mother shall give it birth unto many striped sheepeth.
God's just like, bro, I got you.
God promised. Bibbity, bobbity, God.
The wives are just immediately on board
because they're not real people.
Sure, well, yeah, that too. But they're just like, cool, yeah, let's go.
Story-wise, they're not fleshed out because they weren't considered.
Well, no, of course not.
No, why would they be?
The only descriptors they have is the hot one and the gross one with eyes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's not great.
It's not.
It's not great.
It's not at all.
I don't like it.
No.
Okay.
They claim that their father has reduced their inheritance to that of foreign women.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, fuck all this shit. We're just going to get out of here. And then they say that it doesn't really matter where we go because everything that they say this to Jacob, everything that's yours is legally ours. So let's just get out of here then, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before they go, they Rachel, the hot one,
Rachel
goes in and steals her father's household gods.
What?
Uh-huh.
That wasn't mentioned before. What are you talking about?
Verse 19.
I always pick this up expecting clarity. And I hate that you're just telling me what happened. When Laban had gone to shear his sheep, Rachel stole her father's household gods. Moreover, Jacob deceived Laban the Aramean by not why are we now telling us where Laban's from? Out of nowhere. By not telling him he was running away. Well, yeah, that's what running away is. I'm not. But that is the point of running away.
Literally.
Like you can't. You have to deceive somebody in order to run away.
I ran away in a non-deceptive fashion.
I will have you know I shall be leaving on poor terms with you.
Do you? Do you want to take some food with you?
I'm leaving.
Well, but you're telling me that. So
yes,
then, right.
I did not mean to deceive you.
You're not deceiving me.
Yes,
right.
That's the whole point of this conversation. But I am leaving.
No, now the point of this conversation is just like you're letting me know you're going. Like, do you want to take anything with you? Do you need like some food or like you got gas in the car?
If I take anything, I shall not ask you of it prior to hence thee. For unto thee, I shall just grab it or them.
So now you're telling me you're just going to rob me.
Yes, but I shan't deceive you.
The thing you're doing is shittier. Kind of. I feel like you're being a big dick about this.
Fuck you, I'm taking your gods.
So I did look up what gods means.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah.
Should I? Big boy? Is it time for big boy?
It's not time for big boy.
Okay, I want to see if it has it. But it almost certainly does not clarify.
It doesn't. So It's this weird thing where, like, in the Old Testament, there are other gods that it's okay to worship, and then later on in the book, then it's not okay to have other
What?
gods. Yeah, it's
Do
weird.
they mention that?
Yeah,
in it?
they do.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Excited.
But so, like, from what I could read, the core concept seems to be that people would have statues in their homes that were representative of their ancestors.
Okay.
And more than anything else, like societally, it just seemed like they were just like, these are our ancestors. They like watch over us and protect us and whatever.
Kind of like Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And the altar. What's it called? Mexican people.
Oh, yeah.
Dia de los Muertos. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the whole family thing.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yes.
Mama
yeah.
Coco.
Yeah. And there are a couple translations where like it might be actual gods that are not like the Judeo-Christian god or whatever, but for the most part, it's just like little statues that represent your ancestors that protect you.
Got it.
The only weird thing about it is theoretically, supposedly, the reason she stole them is so that Laban could not consult with them and find out where they went.
That's actually real cool.
I mean, it's cool, but it's also kind of weird.
Took my God compass.
But the thing is, like, we're reading a book about the fact that there's only one God.
Mm-hmm.
And these people believe in and are blessed by and trust him.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, this may be a bit of a stretch. I don't know.
Stretch
but
it.
Like when you read a book for the first time, any book,
Yeah.
the whole idea, right, is that you have never read that book or really heard about that book, or
even if you've heard of it, you don't know the story, you don't know what happens. You're just aware that like there's a kernel that you know, and then everything else you're discovering as you read it. Yes.
yeah. But and the Bible's supposed to be like that, but there's not a person in this world who, if you go Bible, they go,
Never read it.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I've never read it.
Yeah. That's the context of the show.
That's the whole point of this. That's what we're doing. I haven't read it.
But you know it exists. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I
You're-
know stuff
you're
that
aware of
happens
its
in it. Right, but
presence
that's
in
the whole
world.
point, right? Is that
Right.
you're not going to meet a person who you're like, oh man, I'm reading the Bible. They go, oh, what's that about?
The what? No.
The what? Who's that? Who wrote it?
The,
Is it like a new Stephen King book or
yeah. It's after Dr. Sleep. He ran out of book titles.
Bible? What does that mean? Is that just like come up later in the book, like what the Bible means? Is
We
it
should
like,
look that up. Actually, I have no idea.
right?
Yeah,
It's kind of a joke, but now I'm like,
now I just want to know.
it's like, do they ever like, you know how when they say the title of a movie in a movie,
Yeah.
they're like, he really is the king of monsters. You're like, he said the thing. He said the thing is Godzilla king. Ah, man, it's so cool. At the end of this, so they're just like, well, what a Bible that was. I don't know. Like, I just
No.
no.
There's no weird fourth wall breaking where there's people like looking over. Like when we get to Revelations, there's not like demons fucking skull fucking people, and just like 3 people that survive. Just like, wow, that was a real Bible, huh?
Someone should make a book. Ooh, do demons skull fuck in Revelations?
I'm
'Cause
sure.
I hope so. I wanted to get.
I'm excited to get to Revelations when there's like all sorts of weird shit that like my mom used to try to tell me like, oh well, like the creatures that Revelations talk about are helicopters, so like it could be a war thing. Like no, this is a book about people fucking their sisters and daughters and doing stupid shit.
You think?
Shut up.
They had the foresight to invent a helicopter?
Well, no. See, this is what you're not understanding is that they saw holy visions of what was to come, and they had to use the language they had at the time to describe it because they didn't know what they were seeing.
Holy visions, huh? You telling me this?
So
book
they
is
steal
full
the
of holy
household
visions?
gods and then they leave.
Gods, bye.
It takes Laban 3 days to notice that they're gone.
He's a busy man.
They live in his house.
He's got a lot going on.
Not that much.
He's got so much.
You remember how we talked about all the kids that Jacob's wives traded milk thistle for?
No, I don't.
No, you remember when they were like the thing when the kid found the fucking milk thistle and then Leah was like, "Gimme," or Rachel said, "Give me some of it," and Leah was like, "I'll give you some milk thistle if you fucking let me fuck our husband."
No, I don't remember.
How did you forget all of you were hammered last time?
No, it hurts my brain to remember this stuff.
That's fair.
Where?
This was chapter 30. We're going back.
Oh my
everybody,
God.
we're going back
yeah,
in time.
No, sorry, because I don't remember.
One day during the Weed Heart, I posted this exact video today on Instagram.
Oh well, I was driving here when you posted.
I'm gonna try to reenact it. One day during wheat harvest, Reuben found some mandrakes growing in a field and brought the roots to his mother Leah.
I remember the mandrakes.
Okay, so
we're back.
all of that shit happened while they were living with Laban.
Yeah.
So there's like 15 kids, his 2 daughters, all the servants, his fucking son-in-law is fucking, and his son-in-law.
Yeah, they were all living there.
There's a
weren't they?
lot of people.
It was like a small
that are
village
now
of people.
gone. 3 days? 3.
Mine says Laban was told that Jacob had fled, so someone had to tell him.
That's worse.
It would have taken him longer.
There have been times that like I've been doing chores and I put the dog out on the patio, and 30 seconds later I'm like, "Where's my fucking dog?" And it's a dog.
Now,
like I love him, but Jesus Christ.
But this is with like 25 people.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making.
I'm gonna assume that Laban's house was smaller than this room.
Sounds about right.
Because, well, I don't know. I mean, he was also a
they're
farmer.
in the desert. Like, I mean, they've like got. I mean, it took them 7,000 years to invent the tents. They're getting as much mileage as they can.
But they have
out
the
of
tower,
the tents.
so they know how to make a tower. They're just not
Right.
allowed to.
Well, they're allowed to. They're just not allowed to use everybody in the world who's speaking the
So
same
they're gonna have a
language.
one-story ranch,
Yeah, I'm sure.
a very long one-story ranch.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
So maybe he just didn't notice because the house is so big.
I'm not buying it, man.
Yeah, because it's hard to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that why?
That's the main reason.
Makes sense.
So he gets everybody together and he's like, "We're gonna go get this motherfucker."
Get everyone whom?
Like all like his servants,
All right.
his shit. and
Okay,
I don't know.
fine. Okay, fine.
God pops in for a minute
God pops in.
and he's like, "Hey, what should you say to that motherfucker over there? Because I'll fuck your shit up."
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Then God came to Laban the Aramean, really hung up on where he's from in this one, in a dream at night and said to him, "Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad."
Oh wow. In mine it just says, watch what you say to him."
Oh, that's some hardcore shit.
Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth, motherfucker.
Seriously.
Watch out. So, step.
So Laban takes that in stride, and he does eventually catch up to Jacob, and he's like, "Hey, what? Why'd you? I would have thrown you a party if I knew you were leaving."
I'll do the party.
Yeah,
Man, that'd be super nice.
yeah. I don't. You just kind of ran off.
Well,
And it
yeah.
was-
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. It was.
no, it's cool. It's just like,
I just felt like I was bothering you.
If I'm being
your
totally
way.
honest, I came out here to tell you I'll fucking kill you. But then like your God showed up and he was like, "Careful, motherfucker." So now I'm just like here to just like be like, "Hey, hi friend, how are you? You want a party or to hang out?"
Oh,
or
you know
anything?
what? Party sounds good.
I think the party would be great.
Party would be great.
If you want a party. If you want a party.
I want a party.
Okay. What kind of
And-
party do you want?
A sheep party.
Okay, sheep party,
where I
yeah.
get all your sheep.
I don't even know what that means. You
I
want
want 'em.
Okay,
I just want-
okay, you can have them.
I'll take a couple of your servants.
Oh, all of them. You can
Yeah.
choose to have all of them.
And I want you
Uh-huh.
to fuck yourself.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it in front of you.
I don't need that.
So you
Actually,
just- do you want me? How about this? How about this? How about this? How about
Okay,
this? How about this?
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
What if one of the servants that I give you, they stay with me for a minute so they can watch me do the fucking myself, so that they can tell you that I did it, but then you'll own them, so they'll have to be truthful with you. But like then when we can do that, because I don't want your God to hurt me because he scared me.
sounds good.
Cool, let's do it.
Okay.
And Jacob says he ran away because he was just afraid that Laban was gonna take his daughters back by force.
I don't like this book.
It makes no fucking sense.
I don't like this book.
No one does.
No, people love this book.
No, they like cherry pick their favorite lines, then pretend like the book is 6 pages long.
Yeah, people.
How long did you think Noah's Ark was?
Oh, so long. I thought it was so much more of the book.
We got past that shit so quick.
Oh, I know.
It's great.
I don't understand this book at all.
No one does.
They really don't.
No, I know. That's the point of
Like-
doing this.
I keep expecting to learn something.
I mean, you're learning it's a bad book.
Yeah, but I expected to learn a little more than just this whole book is full of nonsense words put together, and then people made a religion out of it and decided to make this the bedrock
Of our society?
of our society.
So Laban does kind of sack up for a second, and he's like, hey, man, the one thing that does kind of suck about you leaving, like, more than the other stuff, is just that, like, somebody did steal my shit.
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
Very weird.
Well, how do you know? It could have been anybody.
No, it could have been anybody. It's just, it's one of those things where it kind of lines up, right? That, like, several dozen people left my house.
Yeah.
And then some stuff was gone. And before several dozen people all left my house, none of my stuff had been gone.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. No, I see where you're coming from. I that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I hear you.
And again, not accusing.
No, you would never do that, would you?
I'm more just
Would
bringing.
you?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Hey, guess. Look around. Look around. You see any rainbows around here, bitch?
God damn it. No, but Jacob didn't know that Rachel had stolen the household gods.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't. She kept that secret from him.
Fucking ugly ass Rachel.
No, she's a hot one.
Fucking hot ass Rachel.
And so Jacob like looks at this guy and he's like, "May whoever did this be cursed." Because he had no fucking clue. And he's like, and he goes to Laban and he says, "Hey, I didn't do anything. Like we ran away, but we didn't steal any of your shit. Check whatever you want, go anywhere you want, go through our camp. If it's here, fuck the person that took it. Find your shit, take it. We don't."
Is he gonna give it to Leah? Is Rachel gonna put it in Leah's bag?
It's
Leah's
so
bag?
much lazier than that. It's fantastic.
Yay. Lazy
So-
Bible.
Laban goes through a few tents. He searches Jacob's tent. He searches Leah's tent. And then he searches several of Jacob's concubines' tents. And the only reason I'm bringing that up,
Motherfuckers got concubines?
Yes.
Oh.
this is one thing I actually don't want. Like, there's a lot of funny things to not stop harping on, but this is a serious thing to never stop harping on.
Right.
We have all sorts of people in the world that are shitting on people of quote unquote alternative lifestyles.
Yeah. It is a weird phrase.
It's a weird phrase.
It's just like, man, okay. Yeah.
We have religious people shitting on gay people because they're attracted to the same gender.
Yeah.
And that's an ungodly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only godly, truly holy matrimony is one man and one woman.
Yeah.
But we are 26 pages into this book. Several people have married several other people.
Mm-hmm.
And in this story, this one piece of shit dickhead fuckstick is married to 2 different women, and he has several other fucking fuck toys. They're just like, I'm tired of my wives.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is just fuck everybody that fucking has an issue with saying godly marriage because it's bullshit.
No, it's like you said, it's fucking it's cherry picked.
Yeah.
From and like, I don't believe that. Okay, so this is a belief I had before I started reading this, and I want to stick to it, right?
Okay.
Let's hear it. I want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I think it's important that the idea of the Bible I always thought was like more important than the actual Bible, but now that we're reading it, I think that's flipped. But the idea I've held on to before is again, I will reference this movie countless times during this show.
Do it.
The Book of Eli.
Yeah.
The whole point, like the movie tried to point out that like, hey, this book can be used for good. Right.
Yeah.
And the way that Eli does it is just by keeping it around.
Right.
Like that's his whole goal.
Its
is to
existence
make
is
sure
his purpose.
that's it.
Yeah.
And beyond that, like if you want to take it a step further, just a little more clear it up, is that his purpose is to keep it away from people like Gary Oldman.
Yes.
In the movie, not in real life. Gary Oldman, I think he should own a Bible. I think
Right.
he's a great person.
He should probably have a couple just so he knows what it says.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
You should buy as many weird Bibles as you can and see what's in them because it's fun.
Also, really quick asterisk. I just noticed on the cover of this Bible, there's a third child.
Yeah, it's the baby.
The fuck did that happen?
What do you mean?
No book I ever had a third baby bear.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie. Go on.
Nope. That's always been there.
No. No.
Yep.
No, not always.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mama was usually holding the baby bear.
Oh, you know what? No. Not she was holding it. I think they actually animated her pregnant. Like that was like part of the thing was like because
I don't remember that.
Well, but I am slightly older. I'm just older enough than you that
That's
I would have
true.
had like a different generation of
Right.
of parents. Okay, cool.
That's fair.
Move on. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like you, Eli meant to keep the book away from Gary Oldman's character in that movie
Because he would have used it.
for one personal gain.
Yes.
he
Yeah.
didn't give a shit about the people in the town.
Right.
He wanted to
Yeah.
control them.
Yes.
And that's what his view of this book was.
Right.
Was that
It was
it's happened
power and
before.
control. Yeah.
I want to use this to make it happen again.
Yeah.
To give these people hope and allow me to control and manipulate their hope by cherry picking sentences out of this book.
Right.
Like people like fucking Joel Osteen, who is the
Can we not go down that road?
the
Because
cream
it'll-
of shit crap. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's what Gary Oldman's character
No,
was
yes.
basically.
No, 100%.
was
Yeah.
just
he was attempting to
if-
cult. Yeah.
If Fallout had Joel Osteen in it, that's
Right.
what Gary Oldman's character was in that movie.
Right.
And so I forget what the original point of this was. Oh, yeah, so people are cherry picking.
Right.
Like the idea I had was like, hey, maybe there's good stuff in this book. That's why people like it so much. I want to see the parts that people cherry pick.
We will
that
get
are actually
there.
good.
Yeah, we will get there. It's just there's a lot of bullshit in between that people ignore.
No, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Is to break up with the bullshit because, wow, there's so much garbage in here. For a book, like I keep saying, it's the bedrock of a fucking society. That people look at this fucking book, but it's so important, and it just blows my mind every fucking time I read it. Where I don't get it. Like I don't get it.
I know.
I don't understand.
I know.
I genuinely am confused why people pick this book as the book.
I know.
I keep saying that, and I feel like it's not bringing anything new to the table.
But it's what you're bringing to the table is a genuine confusion that we're trying to work through. That's difficult.
How? That's it. How?
Fucking how?
How is this so important?
So Laban gets to Rachel's tent, and
Yep.
Rachel had wisely stowed her father's household gods in a camel saddle. I like saying camel saddle.
Where else would she put them though? Like, how many more compartments for
And then she
storage
sat
does
on
she
'em.
have?
And then when Laban comes in the tent, she says, "Oh, hello, Father. Forgive me for not standing up. I'm on my period."
I think it's time.
So, verse 35. Bring it out, big boy.
I knew it would happen.
You just didn't know
Is this
when.
the moment that you were hoping that Big Boy would come out?
No,
Because-
I actually thought we'd get farther.
No. Incorrect. $1.25. Come here, 5 quarters. Guess
It
what?
seems so much less valuable.
I used the bookmark.
I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Chapter 31,
Mm-hmm.
verse 35. 31, 35.
Oh man. All right.
If you're not feeling it, I can do it too
No,
for you.
no.
We can do this together. Can be a
And
team
she
effort.
said to her father, "Let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise up before thee, for the custom of women is upon me." And he searched but found not the images. The custom of women, I need to see it in everyone. This is important. Whenever the Bible mentions periods, oh, do it in the big, do it in fucking the attention-grabbing illustrations.
Attention holding.
Oh, sorry. They don't just grab them; they hold them. They put them there.
What is this hand motion that this guy's doing? Just listen, motherfucker. We'll get there.
This is important to me on a personal level, and I'm here, and you're not. So fuck you guys. I'm looking through this. Rachel said to her father, "I'm sorry, sir. I can't get up for you right now, but don't be angry with me. I'm having my monthly period." In the Berenstein Bears one, it says monthly period. This is the bedrock of our society. Is it not?
It doesn't.
Yeah, see, that's what I hate about this
Yeah,
one.
no, it doesn't.
You see why I don't use this one a lot.
Well, yeah, because it's really more, it's a visual thing, and this is more about listening to us shit on this whole book.
Well, no, also because it does stuff like okay, so this is based on Genesis 31 is what it says.
Yeah.
But it's 2 pages, and it just shows you Laban catching up to Jacob, and that's it.
Well, it also does mention that it says Laban did not dare go against Jacob's God. So, like, it just doesn't talk about the period part.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't talk about the period part, which is really what we're here about.
That's what we're here for.
We are.
This has been 10 hours of build up.
We just want to talk about periods.
Yeah.
That's it.
They seem shitty.
They seem kind of sexy. No?
No.
Yeah, no. This is gross. Who? What? Got you. I got you for a second there. You thought I was erotically turned on.
Thanks for hanging out.
What?
We need to talk. Next week, we'll be back with a different co-host for no reason. No reason of any kind. It's just changing it up.
One who's significantly less aroused by menstrual blood.
By blood. Fuck, man.
No, man, just menstrual blood.
We're moving on.
Good.
I'm not trying to fix it. Not trying to change it. Might not even make it in the episode.
Oh.
We're just moving on.
That's very, very, very smart.
Laban just doesn't question the whole I'm on my period, so don't question my lumpy chair thing.
So dudes have been the same since forever,
Yeah.
where it's just like, hey, why aren't you doing this thing? My period. It's
Oh
like,
God!
what?
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Shit. Sorry. Fuck. And then
I'm
they just-
sorry. Men start crying.
Yeah, he just runs out of the tent.
Oh man.
And then Jacob becomes super bitchy.
And chode.
Chode?
And Jacob was wroth and chode with Laban. Is it an asterisk next to it?
It says the word chode.
This book.
It's the best one.
I love you, big boy.
It's the best one.
Okay, so it has like a little weird
Yeah.
T
So
next to it.
the whole he just screams at Laban. Like essentially what happened is a spoiled rich kid in a pastel polo got caught doing something shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was going to get in.
But Jacob didn't know he was doing anything shitty. His
Jacob
wife.
did a lot of shitty things.
No, he's terrible.
So that's the point.
You're right.
is
You're right.
He was like afraid he was going to get caught for something. And then his lawyer dad shows up. And then he gets fucking all puffy chested. He's like, and another thing. And then he just goes like, it's just the whole thing is just him saying, well, then you were mean to me and you tricked me with your daughters. And then you gave me the wrong sheep. And then all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. He just fucking shits on Laban, which like nobody's the hero here. Laban was kind of a prick too, because he was trying to give Jacob less sheep and do all these other things. And then he tricked him with the ugly chick. Like there were a lot of things that happened. Like,
hi, my name's Leah. I think you're very nice.
Hi.
Do you want to marry me?
No.
Guess what? We're married now.
Shit.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that, my cousin. Both of them were very. I'm a big fan of.
Both fantastic.
I like the thing you did. I like that I did.
Everybody wins.
Everyone's happy now.
The point is that nobody is the hero in this story.
You could say that for the whole Bible so far.
You really could. Laban says he's sorry for trying to fuck Jacob over. And then my favorite part is he's like, you know, I technically own everything that you think is yours. So let's have a treaty and not fight anymore.
It seems like you want to take stuff back, though.
No, I'm just saying technically it's mine. Like I can just, die happy knowing that like it's not really yours. You know? Like
You
it's
could die happy real quick. Real quick.
feel like it's been a couple verses since your God was mentioned, so
Yeah, but he has a tendency to just pop in.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him pop in recently.
See any rainbows?
No. But you don't either.
But he's my God. Stop it. You can't do this. My God.
That is how Jacob would respond to this.
Fair.
Did you just shit your pants?
No, you did.
I definitely didn't. I don't know how my body works.
You got poop in your pants.
I know how it feels when I shit, and it didn't.
Just Rachel's just like, whenever he cries, he just starts shitting uncontrollably.
Makes it very awkward that he cries after sex.
It's the worst. It's just he just poops and cries. And
That's why we keep moving.
just piles of shit. Did you step in all the piles of Jacob shit?
So much.
We dig holes. He just cries and shits. Oh man, now I'm picturing like Draco Malfoy be like, my father's gonna hear about
That
this.
is Jacob. That is him. God damn it.
Let's spit on the mic.
That's fine.
Better than shit.
Yeah, 100%. Literally 100% better than shit. So they make a treaty, and we can get hung up on any one thing. The whole thing's bullshit. But basically, Laban just says, like, hey, so I'm going to let you go on your way because I technically own everything that you think is yours. But we're going to make a treaty and just know that you're going to go far away. But if you ever do anything shitty, I might not see it, but your God will. So, just don't do anything super shitty. Don't treat my daughters like shit. Don't beat your kids, whatever.
Okay.
Because your God is watching or whatever.
Yeah, but I can do what I want.
It is really weird, though, that Laban, like, calls on Jacob's God. He's like, your God's watching. And Jacob's like, bitch, I know. He's watching all the time. It's weird.
It is weird.
So Jacob moves on. And then he randomly sees some angels in a dream and has a fucking stroke and goes, this is God country. And names it God country.
Names what God country?
I don't know. Verse 2 of 32. As Jacob and his household started moving on their way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, this is God's camp. So he named the place Mahanaim. Mahanaim. That's actually...
It does the whole...
I love the pronunciation.
I know. It's so helpful.
Because I was trying.
Mahanaim. Oh, it's got the apostrophe above the A.
Does that mean it's a hard A? So Mahanaim?
Yes. Maybe. Sure.
I think.
Why not?
We're not scholars,
No.
guys. We are drunks reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we can still shit on it successfully proves how shitty this book is.
We don't know anything, and we know this book's bad.
So it's been a minute since Jacob's talked to his brother. So he sends him a message. And he's like, hey, man, God told me to come home, so I'm coming home. And, like, I hope that's cool and stuff. And he sends a messenger out, and the messenger comes back with the information that Esau is going to meet Jacob with 400 soldiers.
Ha ha! My boy Esau.
Jacob is immediately scared shitless.
Never forget.
As you should be.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, fuck. So he divides his group of concubines and dozens, or if not hundreds of children into two groups. His thinking
And
being...
slaves.
And slaves.
Don't forget
so
the
many slaves.
God.
And his thought process is literally like, well, if one of our camps gets attacked, then at least the other one will survive.
So a decoy.
Mhm.
I hate this guy.
I know. And then he starts praying and reminds God of God's God promise. In verse 12, he's like, you promised me that I would have more children than sand. And then, do you want to read verse 12?
Verse 12. Okay.
32:12, 33:12, 32:12,
32:12. And thou saidest, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed as the sand of the sea. Say that 5 times. I don't. Which cannot be numbered for multitude.
There's so many of them, they can't be counted.
That's not possible.
I mean,
You can't have so many kids. You can't count them. You can count them. It's just, you can.
well, but if he's like ultra virile and he's got 18 concubines and 6 wives, he's fucking all of them every day. You know?
He has 2 wives. Okay. He's not a bad person.
Yeah, but he just said concubines. We don't know how many. There could be 20. That could be everyone.
We have no idea.
We have none.
We have
idea.
no clue.
Yeah. It doesn't mention anything. I hate it all.
And so far, he's got an ass ton of kids.
Yeah.
And that's just not
He's
enough.
already gotten like 16 kids.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I think it's like 12 or 16.
But he wants more kids because he wants an army to fight his
Because
brother.
God promised. God promised. Take it to the bank. Hashtag take it to the bank.
Take that shit to the God bank, son.
He posts up for a while and he puts together a shitload of gifts for Esau. And he's like, I'm going to send this motherfucker a ton of shit. And then he is going to not be angry at me anymore. That's legitimately his logic.
Okay.
Will you read verse 13 in Big Boy, please?
Yeah.
Because I just want to hear the list of animals that Big Boy says.
It doesn't say it in the I'm going to 14. 200 she-goats.
I'm already happy.
I know. And 20 he-goats. 200 ewes. And 20 rams. 30 milch camels.
Milch?
And their colts.
What?
40 kine and 10 bulls. 20 she-asses and 10 foals.
Hashtag she-asses.
Hashtag she-asses!
Just made me very happy.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do
That's
that.
good. I like reading it. I
it's
just
great.
like looking at it. And 200 ewes.
It's you.
Yee.
This is gonna be like the Moab thing.
And 20 rams.
So Jacob goes to sleep after he sends off his gifts, and in the middle of the night he wakes up and goes, "Ah!" and and collects
What's going on, Rachel?
his wives and his concubines and his 11 sons.
Oh, so they give us a number.
They did 11.
Okay.
Sends them across the river. There's a river apparently.
Sure, why not?
And he sends them across the river, and he sends all their shit across the river too.
I know how this ends. I played Oregon Trail.
And then he's just sitting alone, hanging out.
When was the last time Jacob was truly alone?
When did he get some alone time? When did he get some him time?
Nothing but Jacob
Right?
time.
Yeah. No, probably just, when he was doing all the other bullshit he was doing.
So much bullshit. What's this part that I'm reading?
Verse 24.
Yeah, that's the part I'm talking
of
about.
Chapter 32.
I haven't read it. I haven't read it, but
the headline.
I read the headline. I already read it.
Don't read it out loud. Don't read it out loud.
Is it gonna be what I think it is?
Toss a bookmark in there. Go and close that bad boy up. Let me read you a little bedtime story,
Okay.
and then we'll double check it in Big Boy.
Oh, okay.
This left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until dawn. When the man saw that he couldn't win the match, he struck Jacob's hip and knocked it out of the joint and the socket. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it is dawn." But Jacob panted, "I will not let you go unless you bless me."
He panted.
"What is your name?" the man asked. He replied, "Jacob." "Your name will no longer be Jacob," the man told him. "It is now Israel, because you have struggled with both God and men and have won." "What is your name?" Jacob asked him. "Why do you ask?" the man replied. Then he blessed Jacob. Jacob named the place Peniel, face of God, for he said, "I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been spared." The sun rose as he left Peniel, and he was limping because of his hip. That is why I can feel your face even though I'm not looking at you. That is why, even today, the people of Israel don't eat meat from near the hip in memory of what happened that night. There are obviously no questions. Have sweet dreams.
What in the good goddamn? What just happened? What? Are you fucking kidding me? What? Okay, all right.
Where do you want to start?
What? Oh my!
Do you want to read from your book, or should I? Can I read to you from Big Boy that same story?
Is that what you prefer?
Kind of want to read it.
Hey, if you,
Kind of want to.
I'm still in the. I'm still processing what just happened to me. Cause I can't.
Let's get in here.
Just get on in. Just dive right into it. Like what am?
And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." And he said unto him, "What is thy name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed." And Jacob asked him and said, "Tell me, I pray thee, thy name." And he said, "Wherefore is it that thou dost ask me after my name?" As he blessed him there. And Jacob called the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And he passed over Penuel. The sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that shrank.
Okay, let me start.
Start.
I got a couple questions. I gotta.
Just a couple. A couple quick questions.
One or two.
Yeah, what's up?
So we're going. The plan is to finish the Bible, then move on to the Torah, Quran. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
How different is the Torah from the
I
Old
don't know.
Testament? Okay, and that's why we want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, because people always say this is the book of the Jewish people.
The Old Testament, I've been told that the Old Testament is very similar to the Torah. I don't know if it's all the same stories or if it's just like has similar plot points. I mean, like this is the establishment of the 12 tribes of Israel and all the things that generally Jewish tradition tends to follow. Like we'll get to Passover, we'll get to all those different things.
Okay.
We'll get to like the thing that caused Hanukkah to be celebrated. Like those are all things that happen in this book. I don't know
Genesis or in the Old Testament?
In the Old Testament.
Okay.
I don't know.
When does the Old Testament end?
Oh, a while.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a bit.
I just don't know. Is it at this big marker right here? Pictures?
Probably not.
The Book of Ruth?
Matthew.
Matthew is the beginning of the New Testament?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a bit.
Book of Joshua? What?
Yeah.
Numbers. Psalm.
Yeah, the New
Job.
Testament is a shockingly short Job.
Ezra.
Matthew. I mean, this is the rest of the Old Testament.
Oh, shit. The New Testament's very short.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. If you can, at home, if you want to see, like, I mean, comparatively, it is.
Let's see where it's at in Big Boy.
Yeah, you got a while to go. Or no, Peter. Yeah, Luke. Matthew. There you go.
It's the beginning of Matthew?
Yeah. The new. There's a big.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This side is the New Testament.
But that's the part that we trust. The other part is we don't worry about that.
There's so much other book in here.
Yeah.
The New Testament, honest to God, is probably...
Do you want to know why we don't focus on the Old Testament?
Yes.
Because it's all crazy bullshit.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, the New Testament's a lot of crazy bullshit too, but yeah.
Okay.
Ask your questions.
Back to Jacob.
Yeah, back to Jacob wrestling a man.
Well, I asked the thing about the Torah because I just found out, I was just given the information that Jewish people of the Judaism.
Sure, yeah,
the
Judaism.
Of the Jewish faith.
Yeah.
Don't eat pork.
Yeah. Did you not know that? Like, when did you learn that?
Jewish people don't eat pork. I just found out that Jewish people don't eat pork.
When did you learn?
Because
yeah.
A grown man got fucked so hard that his hip got dislocated.
No. Different.
I'm sorry?
Different.
What?
Yeah.
Then what? Then what I just heard and read?
Yeah. That's not pork.
The hip, though. They don't eat from the hip bone?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain parts of animals that are not kosher.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That I didn't know. I
Yeah.
thought we were talking about pork. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Let me rephrase.
Really quick, here's God wrestling Jacob.
I need to see this. How gay is it?
Pretty gay.
Not gay enough. Doesn't look gay enough. Because this says wrestled, but that's man fucking. That's man on man sex. That's what that is. There's no two ways around it. I'm sorry. You could show me a comic book where two guys are pretending to fight, but this is a man getting fucked so hard by an agent of the Lord that his hip is out of socket. So now it's not okay to eat from the hip bone. Why? Because Jacob got fucked in the ass so hard that his body was out of whack. And then after getting fucked, okay, all day, all night, until the sun came up, which is super romantic. Not even kidding. That's very romantic. That he just like got fucked and fucked and fucked by an angel.
But God himself.
This says angel.
Well, no, it says I've come face to face with God and have survived. So God's got a monster dick that kills people.
Yo. Flip-flopped. This book is dope. All right. Because he fucked God? God fucked him so hard.
Yeah. They dislocated his hip.
He could have died.
Could have.
Took it like a champ.
Didn't.
Ah. The Bible has pegging in it. This is becoming friend fiction from Bob's Burgers. Where Jacob's like, and then me and God like went on a date and like he took me home and he fucked me so hard my hip was out of socket. Dislocated my hip bone. Hip bone's connected to nothing because God fucked my ass. Then he's like, hey, big guy, what's your name? How darest thou asks thine what thee name unto be thee? Well, I thought we would like get to know each other after that hardcore fuck sesh. Turns out you're just a ONS kind of guy. God is into one night stands and fucking people so hard that their bodies are different afterwards. And then a whole religion decides not to eat hip meat because some dude who's named after grabbing a heel gets fucked one time. Because also, this is what Jacob does the second his wives leave.
Yeah.
The second his entire village of people who
he goes
helped
cruising for other dudes.
No, God was like watching. And then the second his whole family was out of earshot, God comes down, fucks him so hard. This is the best story. This is my favorite story. This is, oh my God. Let's find a Bible quote tattoo in this story. 24 is solid. Genesis 33:24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Listen, it's Pride Month. All right. Get a rainbow tattoo, and underneath of it, Genesis 33:24.
I mean, 26 is good too. Let me go, for it's dawn. Jacob panted, I will not let you go unless you bless me.
Oh, no, the Jacob panted is better.
That's pretty good, right?
I want to see if it's because yours, again, these are the
different Bibles.
New International and the fucking Living Translation is slightly different. So.
32:24. 32:26. I'm sorry.
32?
26.
Oh, shit. I kept saying 33 because mine says 33 at the top. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You fucked up.
Okay. I'm the worst person out of all people.
Of all people, yeah.
32:24?
32:26.
32:26.
26.
Then the man said, let me go for its daybreak. Yeah, yours is way better.
What was the next part? Did Jacob pant?
Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me.
So what you should do is you should get 32:26 tattooed on you, but then it should be Genesis 32:26, but in parentheses you should get NLV, so people know that Jacob panted.
Yeah, people need to know. What's your name?
My name's not important.
Oh yeah. But you fucked me so good, God. I mean, whoever
And it's the
you
best
are.
you'll ever have. Nothing's ever gonna get better. I also like that, like,
God
it's
throws a 20 on the
very
dresser and smokes
obviously
a cigarette.
God, but it never explicitly says that it's God.
Mine straight up says angel.
Oh yeah, mine just says a man.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it says that Jacob fucked God or whatever.
I didn't even think about that. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Israel as a prince. Hast thou power with God and with men hast prevailed. And yours is way easier to read.
Weird.
But you fought men and you fought God and you have lived through both.
Yeah.
So you fucked God, my dude. Sorry.
Fuck some ladies, fuck some dudes, fuck some gods.
Got fucked by God. God's hip is fine.
Oh God, can you? Moving on.
Also, if you have an emo band out there and you want to name it Jacob's Hip.
Ooh, send that shit to the Nail Records.
Yeah.
Just every song is about fucking God.
I got fucked by the Lord.
He came so deep inside me, filled me with his love.
Like a jizz volcano.
I like that became like a High School Musical with your tone.
You can't say jizz volcano in a hardcore voice.
Jizz volcano.
I stayed corrected.
I know.
That was good.
You can do it. It's just not fun to hear.
Take something out of you that you didn't know you had.
Yeah. I'm playing a show tonight. I think it's going to be a different show now.
It should. I want to talk to you guys about the Lord and how he fucked Jacob real hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now he's Israel?
Now he's Israel.
Okay.
He'll get renamed again later for no reason whatsoever.
Well, at least this time he got renamed because he fucked God. That
Yeah,
is
the
kinda
next
like
time
a
is just for no
rebirth.
reason.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is it by God again?
Uh-huh.
God just keeps renaming
Yeah, it
people?
just keeps reminding him his name's Israel. So after the fucking, they keep moving on, and they see Esau, and Jacob, like a goddamn hero, organizes his family in descending order of importance.
A hero?
Yeah,
Is that what heroes do?
it's a joke.
Feels like what villains do.
Puts his concubines in front, then Leah,
Come on, man.
then Rachel and Jacob.
Ah. Okay. But Leia didn't.
Leia did nothing wrong.
She did nothing wrong. She didn't steal the gods.
Nope.
She
No.
is just kind of ugly.
Yeah.
She's famous for being
Her
ugly.
crime is not being as attractive as her sister.
That's it.
Yeah.
She has nice eyes.
Yeah. And even then, like, her dad's just like, listen, go fuck this dude. Just pop in there.
Okay. I mean,
Just go fuck
I
him.
just I just don't
Just put
understand.
this mask on.
What do I got to put a mask on?
Just put this mask on. Just
No,
pop-
no. I think we need to
Just-
talk about this.
I'm
See,
your
you
dad. I
always
own you.
do this when
I own you.
I just want to talk about it. I'm not saying
sure
I'm
you
not going
want
to do
no,
it.
but I like.
I just want to. I want to understand. Like you always do this to me, but you never do it to Rachel. And I'm not even trying to complain. I just want to know why.
I just feel like
I
you're
wanna
being
know-
really demanding, and at the end of the day, I feel like you just as my property.
I'm not making any
as
demands.
my property.
I'm not making a single
no,
demand.
But you're kind of.
You
you're-
always bring up. You never say to Rachel that
the amount of talking that you're doing is already uncomfortable for me as a man who owns a woman.
I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I just want you to explain to me in clear and concise terms why I have to wear this.
No one's gonna fuck you.
I do okay. I do okay. I just. I do. I met a couple.
Nah,
I'll put the bag on.
put the bag on.
I'll
Go
put the
fuck
bag
Jacob.
on.
Trick him into marrying you. Your life's gonna be great. Eventually, there's gonna be some milk thistle involved. You're gonna buy your own husband's dick. It's gonna be just a great story for you across the
All
board.
of this sounds very bad.
Eventually, there's gonna be a time when he thinks he's gonna die. He's gonna put you second in the line of people that protect him.
Who's in front? The kids?
No, his whores.
That's worse. That gets way worse at
Nah.
the end. So I go from being your property, which, no offense, you're garbage.
I'm just saying that at
And
the end of the
then-
day, there's going to
and
be
then-
people that are less important than you. And that's something to hang your hat on.
You want me to hang my hat on the fact that my husband thinks that his literal whores are less important than his first wife?
Well, he didn't want you.
This is I hate. What is the point of living as poor Leah? If I
There really isn't one. So after Leah is
okay.
second in charge of protecting her husband,
No, she's
I'm assuming his concubines are like badass warriors or some shit because they're out in front, or he just wants them to die first. I don't know.
he just would be
He
okay
just doesn't
with
give a
them
shit.
dying.
Yeah, he was just fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just uses them for the fucking.
Yeah. So he puts everybody in front of him, and then he kind of like peeks his head out, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Esau?" And Esau is actually super chill.
Oh, because he got all the gifts and stuff.
Well, even beyond that, he was just like, "Hey, like it's been a long time since I've seen you, and like, what's up, man? Like we're brothers, so like we should be chill."
Mm-hmm.
And they have a good conversation, and Esau does bring up the gifts. Like he's like, "Hey, why'd you send all this stuff?" And Jacob was like, "Well, I just wanted to like I'm very wealthy now. I wanted to share the wealth with you." And Esau's like, "Dude, I'm fine. Like I'm good. Like you don't need to give me a bunch of
Esau's
shit."
doing good.
Esau's doing good.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he keeps like trying to like Jacob keeps like trying to give him shit, and Esau keeps just being like, "Dude, I'm good. Like it's fine. Like I'm comfy. Like I really don't need your stuff." But eventually, Jacob bullies him into taking all the stuff.
I hate Jacob
He
so
just
much.
will not let it go until Esau's like, "Fucking fine. Yeah, okay, I'll
So
take it."
Jacob's doing that thing that like dads do when you go out to dinner.
Yeah.
With not my dad. I love my dad. My dad's great. But I wait tables and I see this shit happen
Sure.
all the time. With like old. It's really just like old men
Yeah,
when they're out to dinner and like it's them and their wife.
yeah,
And then their son and his wife.
yeah.
And the dad's like, "I got this. Don't worry." And then the kid's like, "No, Dad, I want to take care of it for the first time. Like, let me do it." And Dad's
Yeah.
like, "Please, I can do it." Son's like, "No, Dad, I'm like doing really well for myself. I'm successful.
Just
at
want
what
to
I
share
do.
some wealth. Like you,
I just want-
got me to this point. You were
got me
part
here.
of this
And
journey.
This is your reward.
Yeah.
I fucking said, I'm taking care of the bill, so you are going to let your father take care of the bill
Yeah.
because that's what I was here to do. I will fucking kill you if I don't pay the $75 here at this Applebee's. Do you hear me?
Just pay it. Just pay it.
Do you
Just
hear
pay it,
me?
just pay it. It's fine.
I had 2 beers. You had a water. Therefore, I'm paying the
No,
tab.
your bill was higher.
Look at me.
Uh-huh.
I beg. Well, you don't even feel like it's a gift anymore. It's a punishment.
Like your dick isn't big enough to fight his, so you're not allowed to pay.
Yeah.
Even though you have the money.
God, I'm doing okay. No.
So Esau says, "Hey, come back to my place," and Jacob's like, "That's cool, but a lot of my flock is young sheep, and if I drive them too hard, if they go too quick, then some of them might die. So I will meet you at your place. I'm just gonna kind of take my time getting there because I need to take care of my flock."
Sure.
Esau's like, "Cool, do your thing." Jacob builds a house and then leaves the house. That is the end of that discussion for some weird reason.
Is that the end of 33?
That's the end of 33.
Okay, because these are like okay.
They're healthy chapters.
They're healthy chapters,
Yeah.
but they aren't saying anything. Like
They're not.
You're condensing them into Esau saw Jacob. Jacob was being kind of weird, and then they stopped.
Because that's what actually happened.
I know. That's why. Oh my god! Look at all this
I
shit.
know.
It's a full fucking
I
page
know.
of just. And Esau ran into him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him and then wept.
And then they jerked each other off, and it was great. And they drank each other's
Yeah.
cum.
And-
But the point is, you need to get to verse 17 just because it's hilarious to me.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Jacob and his household traveled to Sukkoth.
Mm-hmm.
Sukkoth?
Sukkoth.
Sukkoth. I love Big Boy.
Big Boy's awesome.
He's great.
Because that's what I hated about the fucking pronunciations. It's
Yeah.
Like, oh, man. This is every time it says it because it just it's best.
There he built himself a house and made shelters for his flocks and herds. That is why the place was named Sukkoth.
Mm-hmm.
Then they arrived safely at Shechem in Canaan. It's like he built a house and hung out for a minute and then dipped. It's like the next verse is, then they left.
I feel like it skipped a lot of whore fucking in there.
Probably. Have you ever almost died? You get super horny.
Yeah, and then you go to a place. I think Sukkoth is basically the first Motel 6. Where it's just like, hey, let's just go there, have a little fun, and then we're gonna leave,
And then we're gonna move on, yeah.
and that's it.
Because then he bought land in Canaan and blah, 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 he bought it, whatever.
Why are we going back to Canaan?
Because that was the land of his fathers, and God had popped in several chapters ago and said, "Hey, Jacob, it's time to go to the land of your fathers.
Okay.
Like, go home." Because we're still eventually trying to get to the point where God gives the land of Canaan to people that don't live there.
Oh, that's still going
Do you
down?
remember like 25 chapters ago when like God took Abraham there and he was like, "Hey, do you see these people that aren't you? I'm a fucking murderer." And then it'll be yours.
That sounds great.
We're still waiting for God to fire fuck the people in Canaan to death so that different people can have it because God likes them better. Fuck God.
Fire fuck?
In his shitty cunt face. Fuck you. You cunt God shit cunt. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Please subscribe
I hate God.
to our show.
It's called We Need to Talk.
This is the whole thing, is that he does that, and then I just don't
God
disagree.
is a piece of shit.
Doesn't have a great track record so far.
It gets worse.
Oh for a million.
Can I get Big Boy?
Dude, take Big Boy whenever you want. I fucking love that book. 5 quarters.
Chapter 34.
Oh, we in here.
I don't know why I'm reading it from Big Boy because it's going to be really, 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 really difficult to.
Is it bad that I really don't like this book anymore because it didn't say panted?
No, that makes sense to me.
It didn't describe Jacob as panting, so now I don't care about the New International version.
I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes, and then we're going to read it out of Big Boy.
Okay. Okay.
Chapter 34 of
But this
Genesis.
says fucking 32. Jacob wrestles with God, so it says God in this one, and that one says an angel.
Mine says God too, but this one says angel.
Hey, spoiler alert: the Bible's inconsistent as hell.
What?
Maybe that's why there's so many different sects of Christianity,
Maybe.
and why Presbyterians think that they're fighting Catholics when they're the exact same thing, or Lutherans and
Catholics are just a lot more
Baptists.
extreme about their bullshit. So Cliff Notes
Where
of
we
chapter
at?
34.
34 and 34.
Chapter
okay.
34.
Give me the Cliff Notes.
Do you remember the swimmer dude that raped the girl? Brock something?
He was in jail.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go to jail for like 6 months, but he got out in like 2.5.
Yeah. And
He-
he does have to register as a sex offender now, which is good. Fuck that piece of shit.
I heard that people were sending letters to his house, his family's house, that he should kill himself. And let me say,
I agree.
absolutely, he should kill himself.
Yes.
He's garbage.
He's a horrible person. I don't really support. Actually, he should kill himself. That's the end of it.
He should. That'd be
He
great.
should. He should die.
So that way no one else has to do it and have that on their conscience.
Exactly. He should just
And,
take
like,
care of it
He
himself.
could just not live.
Yeah.
Like, you know what would be ideal is if he grew up as a person, apologized, gave a lot of money to rape victims, and like
Yeah.
grew as a person and evolved and learned from his mistake.
That
But
would be phenomenal.
that's asking a lot.
That is.
Which is unfortunately
Yeah.
depressing. That
Yeah.
saying I'm sorry and trying to make up for the things you did wrong is what is a hard thing to do.
Yeah. So chapter 34 is the story of Brock the swimmer guy whose name I would say his full name if I could remember
I think
it.
it's Brock Turner.
I'm cautious of saying a full name just in case it's wrong. Do you want to look it up really quick?
I do, because if there are any Brock Turners out there, and
No, I don't. I don't want to call out the wrong person. I want to call out the right person, but I don't want to call out a bunch of random people who did nothing wrong.
yes, that's true. Did you see last year when Brett Kavanaugh went to go before a judge and say that he likes beer a lot? There were a bunch of people on Twitter named Brett Kavanaugh just talking to each other about how bad it is to be named Brett Kavanaugh.
I did.
Just a bunch of
That
random
happens
dudes.
a lot. Like there's a dude that's like a school superintendent named Harry Potter, and he's just like, my life is kind of shittier now. Yeah,
I don't like that came up when I typed in Brock rap, and it comes up Brock rapist,
I
Brock
do,
rapist
because
swimmer,
we
Brock.
should be talking about that.
No, it's important, but it is Brock Turner. Fuck you, Brock
Okay.
Turner, you piece of garbage.
So chapter 34 is the story of the biblical Brock Turner.
Oh, he's from Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Connecticut. I'm sorry.
I have another good friend that grew up in Connecticut.
Stratford and Bridgeport are not Stanford or Fairfield. Stanford and Fairfield can go fuck themselves.
So one day,
Bridgeport?
one of the daughters of Leah that you've never heard before got
she has
raped.
No. Oh, this is bad. No more jokes. I don't like this.
And the guy who did it because he loved her a lot and he wanted to marry her. And then he spends the rest of the chapter begging to marry her.
What?
And then all the sons of Jacob say, you can marry her, but you have to be circumcised. So they cut all the tips of their dicks off. And then when they're suffering, all the sons of Jacob murder the entire city. It's actually one of the only good stories in the Bible.
I was trying to process it. So what happens is Brock
Rapes a lady.
rapes a lady.
Yeah. But then claims it's because he loves her and he wants to marry
And then
her.
Jacob goes, "Okay, cool, dude. You love this chick. You should circumcise your penis."
Yeah. Because so you
show-
can be part of our cult.
Yeah, and then we'll let you in.
Yeah. And then they do it.
And he goes to do that.
And then they're all like, oh shit, our dicks hurt. And they're like, cool, now you die.
Need to put it on ice.
Yeah.
And then Jacob comes in and just kills them all.
It's Jacob's sons, but yes.
Okay.
The only good story in the Bible so far. Fucking dope, right?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is this should be a Tarantino movie.
It should.
Oh.
It's great.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
you, Brock. Does it even give his name?
It does. He has a weird
Okay,
name.
okay. So you're gonna read through Big Boy now?
Now I'm gonna read through Big Boy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take a lot of breaks. Just we're gonna get through this because the whole chapter is just that thing.
Oh, all of 34.
34 is just that story.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Us. All
It's-
right. No,
I mean, it's a
that's-
really weird story that we even need to bring it. Like, I don't understand why it's in the book, but it's just cool that a bunch of shitty rapists die.
No, I'm a fan. I'm gonna just post up and listen to this story.
And Dinah, you know what? I'm not gonna read it in Big Boy
Because
because Big Boy's gonna get.
It's too hard to
it's
read.
too much. Yeah.
So you want
It's-
yours?
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
follow
yeah.
along.
Please
with it
do.
then. Hold
You
on,
can
give me a
follow
sec. I
whichever
gotta
one you want.
reorganize all these Bibles, which
Yeah.
is a sentence.
I
never
also
thought
like
I'd say.
that my headline for this chapter is "Revenge Against Shechem." It's the name of the guy that raped everybody.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually I might read this as like an extra excerpt
Yeah.
through Big Boy. Actually, no, because nope.
Yeah.
It's
Ready?
yours. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto nope. Pass.
As soon as you bear unto somebody.
Once you gotta bear unto someone, I'm out.
One day, Dinah, Leah's daughter, went to visit some of the young women who lived in the area. But when the local prince Shechem, son of Hamor, the
Oh,
Hivite,
he's a prince?
yeah,
Oh.
he's Brock. I know. That's why I fucking told you.
Man.
Once Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw her, he took her and raped her. But Shechem's love for Dinah was strong, and he tried to win her affection. Wrong.
Incorrect.
Inaccurate.
Not how it works.
Nope.
You know how you win a woman's affection?
By being nice and taking her out to dinners and like rubbing her back and being kind to her and showing her your emotional support.
Yes.
And also raping her.
Well, no, why'd you put it at the end?
I mean, it's in the book.
Actually,
It's in the bedrock of our society.
the bedrock of our society. Oh, okay. Well, actually, no. It ends well.
Yeah, but it's still true.
No, you're not wrong. I want to find the positive.
We're
in
gonna
this.
find the positive.
Yeah,
Everybody
it gets to
dies.
the end,
It's
but
great.
right here, it's just like
right here it's
whew,
bad.
it's
Right
tough.
here it's rough.
Thank you for telling me how it ends.
You're
first.
welcome.
Usually
yeah, no,
I
you
don't
needed
like
to.
it.
I know,
No.
but yeah, it's
I
good.
would've
Yeah,
been-
I know. I know. Woo. Uh-huh. He even spoke to his father about it. Get this girl for me, he demanded. I want to marry her. Word soon reached Jacob that his daughter had been defiled, but his sons were out in the fields herding cattle. So while Hamor, Shechem's father, came out to discuss the matter with Jacob. He arrived just as Jacob's sons were coming in from the field. They were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, a thing that should have never been done.
I like that your Bible makes a hard stance.
Yeah, it's just like wrong.
Rape is bad. Rape is bad. Rape is bad. In case you forgot, rape is bad.
Hamor told Jacob and his sons, "My son Shechem is truly in love with your daughter, and he longs for her to be his wife. Please let him marry her." Again, fucking Brock Turner. We invite you to let your daughters marry our sons, and we will give our daughters as wives for your young men. And you may live among us. The land is open to you. Settle here and trade with us. You are free to acquire property among us. Then Shechem addressed Dinah's father and brothers. Please be kind to me and let me have her as my wife. He begged. I will give you whatever you require, no matter what dowry or gift you demand, I will pay it. Only give me the girl as my wife. So he's essentially saying that he'll just pay him off. He's a gigantic piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. He's the worst. I hate him.
But Dinah's brothers deceived Shechem and Hamor because of what Shechem had done to their sister.
Good.
They said to them, "We couldn't possibly allow you because you aren't circumcised. It would be a disgrace for her to marry a man like you. But here's the solution. If every man among you will be circumcised like we are, we will intermarry with you and live here and unite with you to become one people. Otherwise, we will take her and be on our way." Hamor and Shechem gladly agreed, and Shechem lost no time in acting on this request, for he wanted Dinah desperately. Shechem was a highly respected member of his family, and he appeared with his father before the town leaders to present this proposal. "Those men are our friends," they said. Let's invite them to live here among us and ply their trade, for the land is large enough to hold them, and we can intermarry with them. But they will consider staying here only on one condition: every one of us must be circumcised, just as they are. If we do this, blah 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 blah. So all the men agree. At some point, we got to blah 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 because we've done this 16 fucking times.
Yeah.
So all the men agree. This is bad writing. Mm-hmm. It's bad writing when you tell the story 16 different times. Like, it can just be like, and then they told them what they were told. The end. We saved a paragraph.
Yeah.
So all the men agreed and were circumcised.
Because a lot of this is going into like the details of cattle and land and stuff.
It's the same thing as when the dude had the meeting that could have been an email like 3 episodes ago.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, well, I'm going to go and talk to him, but I wanted to tell you guys first. Because,
just want to remind you that like we can't get you not cursed. So like maybe talk to the guy that can't.
Can you just listen to me for a second?
I'm listening, but I'm saying we're trying to help you. Help us help you.
Yeah, I'm helping you help me, but you're not helping me help you help me.
You're actively unhelping yourself.
Could you just listen to me?
I don't want to.
Could you?
I'd like to not.
I'm the king.
I understand that.
So listen.
I'd rather not. You're making this difficult.
Still the king.
I understand that.
Got a sword.
We're both going to die now.
You want to die?
I mean, I can, but you're going to die just very quickly
You
after
can
me.
die first.
I mean, that's fine.
Let me
At
tell
this
you
point,
what
I feel like
need
I'm
to tell
taking a
you.
stand.
Could have emailed you this.
You could have.
Chose not to.
I don't understand why you're not.
Because I love you.
That's weird.
What?
Huh?
Not like that.
I mean, still.
No.
Either way.
We're not going to wrestle.
It's very strange. So all the men agreed and were circumcised. But 3 days later, when their wounds were still sore, 2 of Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, took their swords, entered the town with opposition, and slaughtered every man there, including Hamor and Shechem.
This is awesome.
They rescued Dinah from Shechem's house and returned to their camp. Then it gets a little sketchy.
What?
Then all of Jacob's sons plundered the town because their sister had been defiled there. They seized all the flocks, the herds, the donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, both inside the town and outside in the fields. They also took all the women and the children and the wealth of their kind.
Every time.
I know,
Just end it right
Yeah.
at 26. End it right there.
Then Jacob gets angry because now they have enemies.
Got a lot of enemies. Got a lot of people trying to take me from my anemones. I don't know that song. I don't listen to Drake because he's a pedophile.
And a shitty artist.
Yeah. He only has one good line in
And
any
somebody
song.
else wrote it for him.
Why you gotta fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go there. Say I'm acting light skinned. I can't take you nowhere. This is a place for families who drive Camrys and go to Disney.
Did you just do that, or is that actually a line in a
That's
song?
an actual line in the song.
I hate him more than I hated him before.
I love that line because I am light skinned. But I also don't like going to Cheesecake Factory. So,
But
I get it. I get where he's coming from. If it was at a Cracker Barrel, I'd be equally as upset as him. Why do you gotta fight with me at Cracker Barrel? You know I love to go there. Keep saying I'm acting light skinned. I can't take you nowhere. This is Cracker Barrel. It's a place for families that drive Camrys and go to Disney. They don't need to know all our bullshit.
Jacob's a piece of shit.
Yo, Jacob's been a piece of shit.
But
Why is he raping and pillaging a whole town?
No, that was his sons. That's the whole shitty thing. His sons did all the good shit, and then Jacob goes like, but now people are going to be angry at us.
They did a good thing.
Piece of shit.
They
Should have fucking taken the blood of the people they killed and written on a wall, this will happen to you too, motherfucker.
Don't rape nobody.
No.
So
Make you cut your own dicks off and then we'll murder you.
I don't want to say this because every time I say this on the show, 2 pages later,
Yeah.
I hate the person.
Sure.
But Simeon and Levi.
They actually don't come back to do anything bad. You can like them.
Name every boy Simeon and Levi,
Levi,
and we'll be fine. Teach them this story. Okay, so this is actually, my brother texted me this yesterday.
Yeah.
And this was something I wanted to do, but couldn't do it until this one.
Yeah.
He asked me, why don't we talk more about like the morals of these stories? Because half the time there are no morals.
Right.
Like for
real.
Like no, like 80% of the stories
Yeah.
we've read so far, there was just like,
No moral.
and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just some fucked up shit happened a long time ago, maybe.
Then
if
the
at
next
all.
fucked up thing.
Nah, we're moving on. But this is like an actual story,
Yeah.
an actual parable,
Yeah.
where we can turn the wheel of morality,
Yeah.
and be like, hey, what did this story teach us? Don't
fucking rape people.
That's it.
That's it.
Didn't think we need to spell it out for you.
But
Here it is.
this is some Tarantino level. We will make you cut your own dicks off and then we will kill you shit. And it's the best.
I did like that touch. That was a nice
was
touch
good.
where they're like, hey, real quick, dude. Dude's asking to join our clan.
Yeah.
How about we have them get circumcised beforehand? Right? Like I was like that's.
Do you think they'll go for it?
Is that
though?
too much?
Do
Is
you
that
think-
too much?
I mean, if we can get him to do it, we should do it.
Because we are circumcised.
We are.
Yeah, for real.
Right. Yeah.
So if he asks like, nah, you guys aren't, we can
Which
show
is
him
like,
proof.
bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then he'll do it, and you know he's not gonna do it, right? He's not
not gonna do
Jewish. Cause he's gonna fuck it all up.
Yeah.
You should get circumcised first. Okay. We're gonna kill all of them.
Every single one of them.
Shechem's gonna be dead.
Oh God.
Damn.
Then God pops in and says, make me an altar.
Dude.
Worship me.
Dude, can you listen?
Make
Can you first
me an
time out? Time out. Time out.
Bitch.
1 second.
Nuh-uh.
1 second.
Are you timing out the guy that created the universe?
Just for a second. For 1 second.
This is your one chance. Make it good.
We just did this dope ass thing. We killed this dude who did a serious wrong.
Yeah, right, yeah,
Can you give us a day, 2 days to celebrate?
Make me an altar.
I
Make
think
one.
I'm gonna say it.
Worship me.
I'm gonna say it.
Uh-huh.
You're being unreasonable as fuck right now. I think we're having a good time.
I hear that.
And every time we have
hear
to build
that.
an altar,
I hear that.
you ask
I hear
for
that.
some unreasonable ass bullshit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So make me an altar.
Me and my boy Simeon ain't about this.
Worship me.
What did you have to do with any of the shit that just went down? You're not answering the questions. Where were you when my sister was getting raped?
Where
You
should
want a
I
fucking
have?
altar?
Yeah. I told you to go there.
Yeah. This is half your fault.
I'm just saying make me an altar.
And I'm just saying, why?
I'm just saying worship me.
Tracy Chapman, give me one reason to stay here. And I'll turn my back around. Give me one reason on there. And I'm no man.
Make
you
me
gotta
an altar. So Jacob does.
Jacob wasn't.
And he grabs everybody. He's like, hey, time to get rid of all your idols. We're gonna bury them.
Then what was the point of the altar?
No. Like that. So yeah. So this is a weird thing that happens in the Old Testament a lot. Is that in the background, people are worshiping other gods,
And
then,
they just don't mention it.
and then God will periodically just be like, "The fuck are these other gods, bitch?"
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to burn them and be sorry.
Okay, so far, what I've gathered, you keep telling me stuff that's going on in the background of the Old Testament. All of it is way more interesting than what's going on in the Old Testament.
Accurate.
Because whenever you mention anything going on in the background,
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, Adam and Eve, they're doing a thing. Oh, man, they ate from the tree, the knowledge of good and evil of Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And then they have to leave, and then there's just other people. It's like, what the fuck were those other people doing?
Yeah.
They did a bunch of shit probably.
Doesn't matter,
Because
probably.
it's not two people in a garden,
Yeah.
so they're getting more shit done.
Uh-huh.
What are they doing?
Prob-
What are these? What other gods are they worshiping? I want to know about those gods.
They're not the gods of this book, so they get
I
buried.
know you're doing a bit where you're
I'm not.
pretending to be the person.
That's just the answer to the
I
question.
know, but
based
I
on the book.
want.
I'm-
I want Lion King 1.5 of the Bible is what I'm saying.
I understand.
What are
your
Timon
desires.
and Pumbaa the whole time? Where are they at? What are they doing? I'm interested. Lion King 1.5. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
I probably believe you.
It's just constant. It's basically imagine Lion King and Mystery Science Theater.
Okay.
But instead of the guys who do Mystery Science Theater, it's Timon and Pumbaa.
That sounds great.
It's a great time.
Sounds fantastic.
So it's like Timon and Pumbaa tickle an elephant, and then that elephant bows down accidentally during the Simba being raised on Pride Rock, and then all the animals just bow down thinking, oh, this is what we're supposed to do. It's shit like that the whole fucking time, and it's amazing.
That sounds great.
It's a
Yeah,
good,
no, I
it's
want that
so
for the
good.
Bible, but we're not gonna get it. So
No,
let's
we're
move
not.
on.
This is the closest we're gonna get again, and it's a garbage fucking comic book.
So they make a thing, and they get rid of all their idols, and they wear clean clothes. And Jacob also collects their earrings and buries them beneath a tree.
Why the earrings?
Oh, verse 4, 35:4. You tell me what your book says.
And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand,
Yeah, idols.
and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. Shechem had a tree?
I guess.
Could
I
Could we explain that a bit better?
Apparently not. I legitimately thought it was going to say like jewelry or adornments or the earrings. Okay.
It's immediately earrings. I hate this book.
Yeah. Then God came all over everybody.
What? You can't. I'm gonna believe it. That's a robot call. What do you mean he came on everyone? You can't say stuff like that because I believe you.
I know, that's fun. Verse 5, when they set out again, terror from God came over the people. It's just a joke because it says came over.
Mine doesn't say came over. All right.
Mine does,
Mine says,
and that's the fun.
Come inside of. It doesn't. It doesn't.
They set out on their way, and essentially God just like sends his messenger ahead, and it was like, I'll fucking murder you if you fuck with the people that are traveling.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Seems a bit aggressive and unnecessary, but fine.
Jacob builds a lot more altars.
How many more altars?
Just one.
Okay.
Then Rebecca's nurse dies.
Seems like important information.
Then God pops in
Always a good time.
to remind him that his name is no longer Jacob, it's Israel.
They keep calling him Jacob in this book, though.
I know.
Okay.
And he makes a God promise. Great nation, descendants.
And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins.
Especially Jude.
Oh, you get to come kings, my dude.
There's a weird reference. There's no chance in hell that you understand.
I don't.
I'll explain it later.
Okay.
Then Jacob made another altar because God spoke to him. Jacob poured wine on it, put oil on it,
Pour some out for the homeless
Yeah.
who can't be here right now.
called that place House of God. And then this is the next part I have to read actually from the book because I didn't make notes for it because it's just some bullshit. But Rachel was having pains in childbirth. And then after a very hard delivery, I actually love this. The midwife exclaimed, "Don't be afraid, you have another son." Rachel was about to die, but with her last breath, she named him Ben-Oni. The baby's father, however, called him Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath. It's Bethlehem, apparently.
It does say that here, too. Don't why not call it that?
Jacob set up a stone monument over her grave. It can be seen to this day, apparently.
No.
If you travel to this arbitrary place in the fucking Israeli desert, you can see Ephrath. Apparently.
See Rachel's fucking grave.
Yeah. And Ben-Oni.
I like that it's in here.
I like that she names the kid and then she dies and her husband's just like, "Ah,
Yeah, no, that's a fucked up move.
eh."
That's a super hardcore fucked up move. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. What are you looking up?
I'm dying. I want to name my son Ben-Oni. That's a dumbass name. How about Benjamin? Your wife just died. Yeah, but she's my property.
But that's kind of the thing is like, I've got to live with this name now. So what are you looking up?
What am I looking up?
What are you looking up?
Rachel's grave in Israel.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit! It's like a place.
Oh, that's cool. Can we go there? How much does it cost? We're gonna start a Patreon. Get us Patreon money. We'll go on live stream.
You
Rachel's
think I
grave.
fucking won't go to Rachel's grave? That'd be a dope ass time.
I'm saying we're gonna start a Patreon. Please contribute to that Patreon. When we hit a certain limit, we will go to Israel, be murdered, and live stream the murder. If the murder doesn't happen, we will live stream Rachel's grave.
Rachel's tomb in Israel. The heart of Israel.
I really like. In all seriousness, I'm gonna set up a Patreon. We need to set up a website.
We
too.
do need to. We need to set up a lot of things, but we also are 6 episodes in, so I think we're doing all right so far.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general. Like I want to have the things in place. So that,
Tradition has identified the tombs of Rachel, Jacob's wife, and the mother of Joseph and Ben-Oni. I'm saying Ben-Oni. This is Benjamin. In Bethlehem, south of Jerusalem. Any person who's religious will be like, no, but that's not like my Bible. I was like,
well, it's a Bible.
it's one of them.
God inspired all of them.
All Bibles are the Bible, technically.
Then Reuben slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and someone told Jacob about it.
I'm sorry, real quick. Rachel's tomb got 4.7 out of 5 stars.
Well, I'm sure it's not like the most uplifting trip.
You got a point. It's kind of a bad time.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to start at verse 21 if you want to follow along.
I do.
Chapter 35, verse 21 if you want to follow along at home.
Because you can.
Because you can. Because we're reading this goddamn book.
If you have 5
You can be
quarters,
the most devout human being on the planet. If you want to have this fight with us, you can read along with us.
all we're doing is pointing out what's in your fucking book. Fuck you.
Punch
Go
your book,
fuck
fuck your
yourself.
God. But, you know.
Fuck. I mean, I'll fuck. You know who did fuck your guy was Jacob. Yeah. Yeah. No.
35-21.
35-21, and here I am.
We're having fun.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
I don't
You
know.
can't do that. No. Okay. So this is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read you 20 to 21. I'm not even
21.
gonna. I'm gonna read 2 words in 21.
Okay.
I'm starting at 20.
Huh?
And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave, and that is the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. 21.
Seriously, Patreon, we want to go there. We'll go. Go on. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go on. Go on.
I want to go. I want to go right ahead. Keep telling them. Maybe he'll give us money. I want to go. Ooh, you can do Venmo for right now.
No, we'll Patreon it because we will live stream Rachel's grave. This is gonna happen.
Oh, hardcore.
This is going to happen.
Oh,
Go.
that'd be set up. Okay,
Go.
so that was 20.
Go.
Now we're starting at 21.
Go.
And Israel journeyed.
Well, yeah, because his name's Israel now.
But within a chapter, they changed his name and just said, and Jacob. And then it starts the next fucking verse with, and Israel. You can't be doing that shit.
I mean, in my book, it says Jacob, but then there's an asterisk that says Israel at the bottom. Oh. Excuse me.
Bible is so weird how
Very
different it can
I
be.
know.
That's why I have 5 very different Bibles.
We need to get more next week.
I was going to go today.
We need to go together next time.
I was going to invite you, but then I didn't.
That's fine.
And that's the end of that story.
Cool.
Do you want to go after this and just pretend like it's before the episode?
We can. I'm very. How sober are you?
No.
Yeah. We could Postmates food
Should.
and then eat
Yeah.
and then go there and then I could go to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
Sounds good.
Jacob traveled on and camped beyond the tower of. Verse 21. Where's verse 21?
Edar.
Edar.
Or Eder?
While he was there, Reuben slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine,
Who the fuck is Reuben?
his son.
He's got 1,000 sons.
And then somebody told Jacob about it. Moving on.
What?
These are the names of the 12 sons of Jacob.
That's it?
That's it.
This is a weird book.
Super weird.
That's the way you introduce his sons' names. Reuben fucks his whore, and here are the sons.
The
They
sons of
don't
Leah
even give the concubine.
were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. Let's never forget that Simeon and Levi are the most badass. Simeon and Levi for life.
I want to get Simeon and Levi tattooed on my
On my
hands.
fucking face.
Oh,
on my goddamn eyelids.
That's a bit more extreme.
I'm a bit more extreme than you.
Clearly.
The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servant, were Dan and Naphtali.
Yeah, you got to make up for that Dan.
Couldn't it just been Tally? Could we just had a fun Legend of Zelda reference?
Enough.
The sons of Zilpah, Leah's servant, were Gad and Asher. Jacob came home to his father Isaac in Mamre.
Isaac's still alive?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Where Abraham had also lived. Isaac lived for 180 years,
Okay.
and then he
Fine.
died.
Cool. Great. Oh, awesome.
Then his sons were Esau and Jacob, and they buried him. I'm gonna have a throwback to episode 1 when I like blasted through a bunch of shit because it's just a bunch of names. I'm gonna
Right.
read it, but I'm gonna read it fast.
Okay.
This is the history of the descendants of Esau. Esau married 2 young women from Canaan, Ada and the daughter of Elon the Hittite, Oholibamah, the daughter of Anna and the granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite.
Do you want to use this for the names? Or
Sure, yeah,
So it helps.
cool, yeah. You want to trade?
No.
Okay,
You can have that garbage.
it's all garbage.
That's all of it.
Alrighty. And Ada bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemoth bare Ruel, and Ahalubama bore no.
Yeah, it's worse, right? I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Esau took his. He also married his cousin Basemath, who was the daughter of Ishmael, the sister of Neboeth. Esau and Ada had a son named Eliphaz. Esau and Bashmath had a son named Ruel. It's a bunch of names. It's just. Then Esau took his wives and children, household servants, cattle and flocks, all the wealth he had gained in the lands of Canaan, and moved away from his brother Jacob. There was not enough land to support both of them because all of their cattle and livestock. So Esau settled in the hill country of Seir. This is the list of Esau's descendants. Among Esau's sons were Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife Ada, and Ruel, the son of Esau's wife Belemoth. And then the sons of Eliphaz were Taman, Omar, Zapho, Gadim, and Kenaz. Eliphaz had another son named. There's just a ton of fucking.
And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. She bare unto Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Ada and Esau's wife. Another Ada, which is weird.
Yeah.
And these were the sons of Reuel and Nathan. Yeah, no, this is like. And you think that some of these people are going to come back, and then it's like maybe 3 of them are going to come back.
Yeah.
And they're going to be important,
But not really.
but not really. When does this stop? Oh, that's the rest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, man. That's like up until like right before 37. Does it keep going?
At 37 is when the story picks up again. So I'll read the last paragraph and then we'll go to 37.
Okay.
These are the leaders of the clans of Esau who lived in the places named for them: Timnah, Alva, Japheth, Oholibamah, Elah, Pinon, Kenaz, Taman, Mibzar,
Hello, I am Mibzar.
Magdiel, and Iram. These are the names of the clans of Esau, the ancestors of the Edomites, each clan giving its name to the area it occupied. So Jacob settled again in the land of Canaan, where his father had lived. This is the history of Jacob's family. Have you ever heard the story of Jacob and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, the musical, the show, the movie?
I thought it was Joseph.
Jacob.
What?
Joseph, yeah, sorry, Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph, yeah.
Is that not Jesus' stepdad?
No.
Joseph? Different
Joseph, like billions of years before. Like,
Hey, like the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
sorry,
it's
so like
only
5,000 years before. Like,
Oh.
this is how far before we get to.
No fucking way.
The
It's
Joseph.
that much of a different Joseph. It's like basically the whole book. Wow. Okay.
So the long and the short of it is Joseph is born, and Jacob is a super huge fan of him because Jacob was really old when he had Joseph, and he's like, oh shit, this is like a blessing from God because I'm super old and I was still able to have a kid,
Right. Okay.
type thing.
Sure.
And Joseph is just a glutton for punishment, and he wakes up one day and he goes to all his brothers. He's like, hey guys, I had this dream where we were all harvesting grain, and my grain stood up super tall and all of your grain bowed down to me.
That's just a dream, man.
Yeah, and all his brothers are like, so you're saying that like we're going to be your servants or whatever? And Joseph's like, no, it's just a dream, you guys. Like, fucking calm the fuck down, Jesus Christ. And then a couple days later, after that super reasonable interaction, he's like, hey, you guys had another dream where all the stars in the sky bowed down to me.
So it was just a dream, right? Like you don't think we should like praise you for any reason?
I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. I'm just saying I had a dream.
Then what are you trying to? You trying to tell me something?
No, really, I'm just really telling you that I had a dream.
Okay, well, I had a dream last night that I had a bunch of fudge.
Okay, well, like, should like I worship your fudge or whatever?
I didn't say that. I just said I had a bunch of
I'm
fudge.
not saying you should worship my shit. I'm just,
I'm not going to worship you.
Yeah. So his brothers take it super hard. They're like, the fuck is this fucking bitch with his fucking dreams about bowing? Fuck this bitch. I don't know why they're so upset about it.
I don't know either. Are Simeon and Levi included in that bunch?
I don't believe so.
If they're not said specifically by name, then I will
Let's pretend they're not.
because they're good people.
Because it just keeps saying Joseph's brothers.
Yeah. So not everyone except for Simeon and Levi.
Right.
Because I love them.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I'm cherry picking the Bible.
So they take him out. They're like, hey, buddy, we're going to go sheep stuffing.
Sure.
We're going to go do sheep stuff.
Sounds like something we do.
Yep. And they take him out, and then their plan is to kill him.
Wow.
They're like, fuck this asshole.
He just had 2 dreams.
He had 2 dreams, but they were shitty dreams they hated. And so they take him out, and their whole plan is to kill him. And then one of their brothers, let's see, which brother was it? Let's see if I can find it quick. Reuben, their brother Reuben.
Fucking Reuben.
Super cool guy. He is saying, well, we don't have to kill him. There's an empty well over here. Let's just toss him in the well. Like, no, fuck with him or whatever. And all his brothers like, okay, cool. And the whole plan is like, Reuben's like, my brothers are being pricks. I'm going to like play along. I'm going to let him like throw Joseph in this hole.
Yeah.
But then when they run away, Reuben's plan is to come back and save him and be like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like, I know that was weird. They're being dicks, but like, let's don't worry about it.
Sure.
So they throw him in the hole, and then they see a passing like slave trader, and they're like, "Hey, passing slave trader, would you like this man in the hole?"
What? What?
Yeah. And so they sell him into slavery. And Reuben comes back by, like after they've left. He left, and that happened. He comes back, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save my brother from the hole. Why is the hole empty?" Shit.
Wow.
And this is the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat part of the show, where they take this amazing coat that Joseph's been given and they tear it into shreds and they dip it in goat's blood. And then they go to their dad and they're like, "Oh no, father, look, it's covered in blood. He must have died in an accident."
Wow.
And then his dad is super sad. And he's like, "Shit, my favorite son died." And they're like, "Yeah, that's why we hated him. It was your favorite son. Why do you have a favorite kid, you fucking piece of shit?" And Reuben is very upset because his plan was to save his brother. And they get away with it. They just tell him.
That's not the whole story of Joseph and the Technicolor
No,
Dreamcoat,
there's
is
a
it?
lot more, but like it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. To get
Okay.
into.
Well, I thought this was another Noah's Ark situation where I thought
Well,
this.
I mean, like in all seriousness, like it's 3 or 4 pages of the book, but it's a lot to get into right now.
That's fair. I just
You
thought
know
it
what I
was,
mean?
I thought it was like 4 paragraphs and then that's it. We're done.
No.
if it's a couple
They sell him
pages.
into slavery,
Mm-hmm.
and they convince his dad that worked. They'd say he's dead,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "Oh no, my son's dead," and just accepts it. I mean, it makes sense. You live in the desert, like shit
People are
happens.
gonna die.
Yeah.
People die all the time.
And then some more things happen, but you're gonna have to wait until next week to find out what those are.
Oh, or read a Bible in your
Cliffhanger.
own time, which
Who's
is
gonna do that?
have fun. Have fun doing that shit. So next time we're gonna pick up at chapter 38. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try to get us through Genesis next time. There's
only 12 chapters.
There's 50 chapters in Genesis.
Yeah. So if we start at 38 next time,
I think we can.
you think we can get through it?
I'm gonna try.
I think it'll take 2 episodes, but we'll see.
I don't think that's unreasonable, but
Oh my God, we're almost done with Genesis.
Woo! How long did you think it was going to take to get through Genesis?
I thought we would have been done 3 episodes ago. I thought it was Adam and Eve and Noah's Ark.
And then the next book.
Also, I didn't realize how much bullshitting we do during this show when you first pitched it to me. I forgot who I was as a person and how I like to talk. So didn't realize it would take that long, but it's
It's a lot,
taken a while,
Yeah.
but it's been fun.
but it's been good.
It's been good. So
And we have,
a whole Bible left.
we've disseminated the information. People can do with it what they will.
My Bible stops listing pages at about 1,100.
Cool.
We're at 37 in mine.
Mine stops at.
Mine's also way bigger, so it's gonna have more pages. It's also got like a lot of art and shit.
It does. Mine stops at roughly 960,
Okay.
and I'm on page 33.
Yep.
We got a ways to go.
Oh man.
Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening.
Truly.
This is We Need to Talk. Like, share, subscribe.
Do all those things.
What's up, WNTT
On Instagram.
and Twitter.
And Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it, please.
Bye.
Have a good one. I love you intimately.
I'm uncomfortable.
Why?
For so many reasons.
I don't understand.
Wouldn't expect you to.
Have you, man? Fucking Shemek was a piece of shit.
He was.
Oh my
But
God.
at least he died with a sore dick.
That's all we could hope for our enemies is just to die with a sore dick.
I want your dick to hurt and I want you to die.